season, Pursuit Within Reach. The season, The Pursuit Within Reach, is proudly presented and brought to you by Qualifly Reels, Alt Fly Fishing Magazine, TroutFishingFlies.com, and Twig and Timber Outdoors.
What's going on, guys? In this episode of the season, I'm taking my buddy Derek, who's fairly new to fly fishing, out for the first time for sucker.
We're out here for the season, just fishing Lake Erie tributary today. It's part of our pursuit of just showing some of the beautiful species that we have up in the Northeast, the variety of species that we have, and the fact that they're attainable even for someone who might be green to fly fishing, such as myself.
Suckers, if you don't know, are white carp of the Great Lakes region. They're native fish, super exciting. Unlike most native fish, we're looking at numerous plentiful fish that are really accessible and easy to catch on the fly.
So in this series, the season, we're trying to just look at the multitude of different species that we as anglers can catch in this climate that we're in up in the Northeast. And then making it seem attainable via someone like me who has not really gotten into fly fishing very much.
So, just like most episodes, Derek is very green to this. We're going to take a look at catching some fish in really, really high water, unfortunately, but that is what it is, I suppose.
Just being able to show the beauty of some of the species that are here, and the fact that they are, you know, the pursuit of those animals is actually attainable for someone that's new to the sport, such as myself.
Hopefully you're excited, because I am too. Stick around, we're going to get into it, we're going to catch a few fish, we're going to do it on light tackle, light fly lines, light tippet, and it should be an exciting day. Hopefully you guys like it. Stay tuned, tight lines.
So the type of gear you'd actually like to bring to most ideally fish for suckers might not seem that logical to some. However, because we're trying to get low and fish the bottom part of the column on the ground because they are bottom feeders, we opt for a tight line or Euro style nymphing rig, which happens to be in this case a 10-foot or 10.5-foot 3-weight. Additionally, we're fishing smaller, brightly colored nymphs this time in the spring because it gives us the best opportunity to showcase to a poor seeing fish like the sucker. Light lines, long rods, getting down deep, that's going to be the key today to getting him his first sucker. Stay tuned to the season, The Pursuit Within Reach, to see if we can get Derek his first sucker on the fly. Tight lines. Waters are high, flow is fast. We had a really rough morning trying to get anything to bite. The tough part about fishing for bottom feeding fish in these types of conditions is to get your fly down in front of them because they can't see very well, and finding a place where they feel comfortable enough to eat. Let's just say that the morning was not going the way we would liked. Intermittent rain here and there, cool temperatures. Let's just say it didn't make for great fishing. almost started to seem like we couldn't keep a fish pinned for him, but I just told him to keep his head up and see what happens. The morning was super rough on him. Probably didn't help things that I started catching fish, and it seemed probably fairly demoralizing for him. We came here with one mission in mind, and that was to get him a fish. Hopefully we can turn things around and the weather might pick up for us a little bit. It wasn't the biggest sucker I've ever caught, but it gave us a little bit of hope, which was desperately needed. Then he hooked up. Now, I've known Derek for a long time, and I know he loves to have a good time, but he definitely had a mission in mind here. He fully concentrated the whole time. It's kind of nice to see him like this once in a while.
Anglers seeking a lasting thrill have really overlooked the white carp. My encounters with these fish today greatly exceeded mine. They took flies with intensity and stripped line off my reel with bursting runs. What was on the other end of that line, I didn't know. Felt like a big fish, steelhead maybe. I was shocked to feel the fight in these stout fish. One in particular made darting runs across and then downstream into fast water. Rushing to regain control of that fish was a level of sporting I was not prepared for today. You don't go into sucker fishing expecting that level of intensity, that level of sporting. I didn't.
So finally, his first sucker, white carp, spring run fish on the fly. Well worth it, beautiful morning. But then all hell broke loose. Seemed like after that dry spell in the morning, we couldn't keep fish unpinned from our flies. Just goes to show that all it takes is breaking a little ice for the whole dam to start flowing. This episode of the season, The Pursuit Within Reach, is proudly presented and brought to you by Qualifly Reels, Alt Fly Fishing Magazine, TroutFishingFlies.com, and Twig and Timber Outdoors. Tight lines.